Hey everybody, this is GGB. Today we're going to be talking about Selection Sunday. Who's going to make it? Who's not going to make it? We have some great boards today. Look at the amazing boards we've made for all of you guys. Look at this amazing board. It's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. I made them. It took me a lot of time and effort. The video today, I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to make the tournament today. I know we have a whole bunch of locks already, but it's going to be interesting. We have Georgetown and Oregon State making it very difficult on a lot of bubble teams today. So we're going to see who's going to make it up from the bubble, who's not going to. Game definitely looks like it's going to end up being Illinois, but we still have about 18 seconds left in the game. So, and it's a 3-point game, but I think it's likely going to be Illinois. I think we can basically talk Illinois in on the 1 seed. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. I'm looking forward to some March Madness, y'all. I'm looking forward to 37 teams being put on the COVID list, and hopefully one of them being Penn State, and hopefully by miracles happen Penn State making the tournament. Yeah, it's very likely. If by very likely I mean likely a 1% chance. It's very unlikely. But I'm excited. I hope a lot. I know a lot of other teams are excited today. They're going to be sitting at home waiting. We're going to see if VCU makes it. Dayton, St. Louis, Colorado State, Boise State. A lot of these teams sitting at home, hoping, praying their team makes it. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this thing. And well, since it takes a little bit, let's go through what I believe is going to look like in the different sides of things. I think number one, Michigan's going to be a 1 seed. We can basically chuck them in there. Uh, I think we're going to likely see 2 seed. We're going to see Texas at the bottom here. I'll move it up for you guys to see. Look, there is Texas. Okay, so we got Michigan at the top, Texas at the bottom. I believe that is what we're going to be seeing moving forward. I believe at this point, Tennessee is a very much solid seed. They're a pretty good team, although I don't think they are 2 seed material quite yet. Let's believe San Diego State's a solid 4 seed. I understand they're probably the best in the Mountain West, but I don't believe that's saying a whole dang lot. Again, the Mountain West isn't the best conference in the world, so I'm going to put San Diego State at a solid 4. Uh, 5 seed. 5 seed material, I believe, is a pretty solid. Is a very solid 5 seed at the moment. They're about the most solid 5 seed I can think of. They're pretty seed, I'd say, is a very good example of what the Bonnies would be. The Bonnies, I believe, is a very solid 6 seed moving forward. I think they're going to be a very, very good team. Tough team to knock out in the tournament, but I do believe they're a 6 seed. 7 seed example. I think a very good 7 seed example would be like Oregon State. A pretty tough team to knock out as they proved in the Pac-12 tournament. But I don't know if they are the best team in the world exactly. I don't believe I would go that far. I don't believe they're that good, but I do believe they were pretty solid in the Pac-12 tournament, and I believe that is what we need moving forward as Oregon State fans like myself. Okay, so 8, 9 seeds. Let's go into what teams I think will be 9 seeds. Michigan State is a very good example of an 8 seed. They're a pretty solid team overall. They've proven that they can, in fact, win important games. They beat Michigan. So they do have a decent resume put together. I don't believe it's the best resume of all the different teams, but I do believe it's good enough to be in the tournament. And in fact, I believe is an 8 or 9 seed. Uh, 10 seed, another 8, 9 seed. I guess also 9 seed would be a very good example of a team like BYU, a BYU team that's pretty good. Again, didn't win their conference championship. I believe they're going to make it in, but I do believe they're going to be around a 9 seed. I believe that's where they would sit if they were to make it today. No, 10 seed. I'll put a team that's on the bubble that I believe is around a 10 seed. I believe that's VCU. I believe VCU is a very good example of a 10 seed. Now, again, they're on the bubble, so we don't know if they're going to make it or not. But I believe VCU is a very solid example of a 10 seed. A team that's not great. Like, they're really no St. Bonaventure. They're a 6 seed if they're going to. But 10 seed is a very solid example of where VCU would moving forward. I think Winthrop's a good example of an 11 seed. It's a very good lower tier conference team. I think it's a good example we should be looking at as 11 seeds. So, 12 and 15 seeds are only teams that are on the bubble that aren't great, but also are good enough to make the tournament. And I believe a perfect example of this would be where's 12, an Ole Miss team. Now, this Ole Miss team hasn't done anything wrong per se. They definitely have won the games they're supposed to win. But they also have not beaten anyone of significant tier. So definitely Ole Miss is on that level of definitely we need more help to get in. They're on the bubble, obviously, but if I believe they're a very good example of a 12 seed, 13 seed. Huh. They're only a 13 seed, only a smaller conference team that is pretty good and has my attention moving into the postseason. And I believe that's a perfect example of this team, Liberty. Now, Liberty definitely has my attention moving forward. They're the Atlantic School champions. Obviously, they're a good basketball team in the Liberty Flames, I think is what they're called. But I think they could give San Diego State a fight. They're a very good lower tier conference team. They played in the Atlantic Sun, and I think the Liberty has proven before. They're they're one of the better. They're one of the best lower tier conference teams. They beat Mississippi State. I believe they were a 13 seed then too. They're very good. That's all I can say about Liberty. That's around where they are. 14, 15, 16 is around where we get into this area of what do you think? Now, Appalachian State would be an ideal 14 seed in my mind. I think they're better than a 16 seed. I definitely think they could be made in a case that they're a 15 seed. But 14 is around where I have them. App State did some great things in Pensacola, my hometown, the other day. But I think App State is all in all a very good basketball team. I think they have what it takes to pull off at least one upset in the tournament. If you actually look at it, their guard play is amazing, and that's what you really need going into the tournament time over Tennessee. I think App State is a perfect example of what a 14 seed should be. Now, let's go to a 15 seed. Now, a 15 seed is a team like UNC Greensboro. Now, UNC Greensboro, they're pretty good. They're not horrible. They definitely were good enough to win their conference, obviously. But I don't think they're a great basketball team for obvious reasons. I really like the Spartans. They're very good basketball team. I don't know if you can see the Spartans. Can you guys see the Spartans? They're at the bottom here. That's what I think of UNC Greensboro. Now let's pick a team that I don't have that much respect for, and it's like Grand Canyon University. Now I do think it's pretty impressive that they made the tournament. Period. Grand Canyon University never made the tournament up until that point. And if you actually look at it, their head coach uh, was actually an announcer last year, and they got a chance to coach Grand Canyon. They took it, and they've done a great job at Grand Canyon University. But I honestly do think that 16 seed would be ideal for Grand Canyon. I believe that's where they're around. Grand Canyon's a pretty good basketball team. Like as lower tier conferences go, Grand Canyon's decent, but Grand Canyon is definitely not on Michigan's level. That's what I'm trying to say. That's where we're sitting really heading into the tournament time. We have this is what I believe a bracket would look like. I think it could end up looking like this. I believe these seedings is about right. I think the tournament could disagree with me. I think they definitely could disagree with me, but I believe that uh, this is around what it would look like. Definitely come tournament time. This is this is what it's gonna look like. At least I think this seating is about right. Selection shows up out to start, guys. So I hope you guys are hyped. I hope as I am very hyped. I'm very excited to see this selection show. Selection show is gonna be off the chain. Here, but I have a quick question. I have to do a dare. Would you like what dare would you like to see me do? Put it in the comment section below. I'll probably get to it because it's a long selection show. Let's get all these guys back, like the Wolverines and Grand Canyon, but we're gonna move them all back to the table so we can all be set up for this amazing selection Sunday that is going forward. State Cougars. But I hope you guys are excited as I am for this thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of different teams. I know a lot of Penn State fans like me are disappointed, but we just got to hope teams catch COVID to get in. Sounds a little bit odd to hope for, but I mean that's what we're really going for. I hope you guys are excited. I am legitimately excited. This is my first live stream. My first live stream. I'm very excited to see which teams get in. Let me know what teams you would like to see, what seeding you think is teams. I'm very excited to see this moving forward. I'm going to hopefully be doing something similar to this in April when the draft comes up. I'm very excited for the NFL draft. I'm looking forward to putting out my videos soon of the draft analysis videos where I go over all the different quarterbacks and the running backs, the receivers. I don't really go into defense because defense really doesn't interest me, and I don't really know a lot about what corners and linebackers you can tell talent wise. But I'm very excited to go into something like that, go into analysis, and I'm very excited to. I'm looking forward to going over it with you guys. Honestly, my analysis last year was pretty spot on in the running back class. Obviously, I missed on a couple guys like James Robinson that I just didn't see enough film on. But definitely, it seems like I definitely nailed, in my opinion, who the number one running back in the class was, and Jonathan Taylor. That is something that I pretty much nailed. I was very hyped that I got Jonathan Taylor right. J.K. Dobbins was another guy that I went over. And it's like just starting, but I'm going to keep talking because there's no announcers. But I was very excited to go over J.K. Dobbins and all these guys' film. I didn't show you guys the guys' film, but I went over the film. So that's what I think I'm going to put differently this year. It's going to take a lot more effort because I got to record the film and then I got to edit it into the video. It's a lot more work on my end, but I believe it's going to make for a higher quality video. I believe that that's going to add a lot to my draft analysis videos. I'm very excited to do those for you guys. I'm really excited to go over Mac Jones because Mac Jones is a guy everyone's been talking about for a very, very long time. Guy from Alabama. I'm not really sold on him. Mac Jones is not my favorite quarterback in the world in this draft class. I definitely think if you watch his film, his arm angle's weird. I'm going to show it to you guys in the film analysis video I'm going to have coming up. But I'm very excited to go over these things with you guys. I'm very excited to share with you all this effort I'm putting in. I'm trying to branch out into different areas. As many of you know who's on my channel, I kind of disappear from the spring to the summer because I just do prediction videos. College basketball instead of the day was something I added last year, but it's still after March, it's really nothing for anyone that watches my channel consistently. And I really would like to add things for people who watch my channel consistently. Yeah, I agree with Johan Smith. He's a very overrated quarterback. If you watch him, the wide receivers are wide open. A lot of different quarterbacks can hit that receiver down the field. It's really not that difficult. I really don't love him in the draft class. A lot of people are really just drooling over him. But we have our first things in. We have Gonzaga. I hope you guys love the Gonzaga video. I stayed up till about 3 o'clock in the morning because I had to go up to Pennsylvania, making this board and printing out all the logos. And ridiculous as it may seem, Gonzaga, it slipped my mind. So we actually have playing Gonzaga. Dang it, I can't get both of them on there, but just kind of go with me here. We have App State or we have Norfolk. We have Norfolk State right here. We also have Gonzaga. So we're just going to put Norfolk State kind of right there. Gonzaga could be playing either of them. And honestly, if I'm Gonzaga, I'm kind of disappointed by that outcome. I really want to end up playing App State, who's a very tough team right now. But let's move into it. We have Oklahoma. Oklahoma's an 8 seed, guys. So going to be a tough team. I think Oklahoma's a very tough team. I would not want to play them if I'm Gonzaga moving forward. We have 9 seed Missouri. Missouri is a team that's ridiculous. They've been back and forth all day. They team that beat Illinois. A lot of people forget, and they should forget because they've been very forgettable this year. Outside of that one win, they've been rather a weird team. Now Creighton has the 5 seed. I definitely think Creighton is a team that could be interestingly upset. UC Santa Barbara is also another team. I was talking about Liberty like a team like this. UC Santa Barbara is very similar to Liberty. They're a very good team this year that's just in a lower conference. I think they can definitely fight in this game. Now, the 4 seeds Virginia. I think Virginia is a team that if you're Penn State, you're watching out for because I think they could end up getting COVID problems. I think that could end up impacting March Madness. I think this is definitely going to be interesting. I think this matchup is one of my favorites. I love this matchup. I'm thinking if I'm a Gonzaga fan and I get this matchup, and if it's not Norfolk, if it's Norfolk State, I'd be a little bit less concerned if it's this team right here. But App State's definitely a team that can pull off the upset. And then we got in the 13th slot the good old Ohio Bobcats. Now Ohio is a very tough team. They played. I remember Virginia played a MAC team this year. They very much struggled against them. So we're gonna see how that works out. USC is the 6th seed. They're gonna be playing either Wichita State, which if you're excited, if you're so they could be playing one of these teams. You're the last four in. I hope you guys are excited, Shocker and Drake fans, because you've made it. I'm gonna put them here so that we kind of have both of them. This is what it's gonna look like. And now I hope you understand that these teams aren't actually in it all the way, but this is around what it looks like. Okay, then we have it 3. We have Kansas. They are going to be playing Eastern Washington, and now a lot of people are concerned about Eastern Washington. I think this should be a very much easy matchup for Kansas. Moving forward, we got Oregon, who is over here, and VCU. Now, both of those, VCU was on the bubble, so I hope you're excited, VCU fans. You're off the bubble. You are going to be playing the Oregon in the regular season. So we have Iowa is going to be the 2 seed. Iowa's a very good basketball team. This is Luka Garza. This is a team. So Gonzaga, if they move forward, they get all these wins. I think we're going to end up likely seeing them playing Iowa. And Iowa's a tough team, very tough team. And I said before, Grand Canyon University, obviously they're in 15 seed, so that's definitely better than your 16 seed. But you still have to play Iowa. Iowa's a very tough team. It's going to be very difficult for them. It's going to be interesting. I think Iowa can definitely dominate. I don't know. I think they are going to be really good. I think Iowa has a chance of making it all the way to Final Four. I think the Final Four good. Luka Garza, player that will not let his team lose. I understand they lost to Illinois on their last outing, but I think Illinois is something special. I think they might be the national champions. They're my pick to win the national championship this year. Let's see. If I had to pick a team from each thing moving forward, what would my tournament look like? So this is how my bracket would look. We have Gonzaga moving past App State. I do think I think we have Gonzaga move past App State, and we have Oklahoma playing Gonzaga. Now, Gonzaga, I think, would beat at Oklahoma. I think they make it here. Now, we have Creighton playing USCSB and Virginia playing Ohio. This is one of the weird instances where I think we could have an upset in both spots. I think UCSB beats Creighton. I think Ohio beats Villanova and Virginia. I think Ohio moves past Virginia into this spot. I think they make it past UCSB as well. Then we have USC playing Drake or Wichita State. Personally, if I was a USC fan, I'd much rather play Drake than Wichita State because Wichita State has some seriously good players on their basketball team. I don't believe that for Drake. I think Drake is an overrated basketball team just because they played in a rather weak division. And I don't know how they got in exactly. They don't have any. I'm looking at their record. They don't have any significant wins on their resume. I don't love it. But if Wichita State makes it, I think they beat USC. And then Kansas would play Wichita State. Personally, I think Wichita State has what it takes to be in a Sweet 16 team. I seriously do think that. I think Wichita State is one of the best teams in the nation. Now, I think VCU is a better team than Oregon. I definitely think that. I think VCU is definitely a better team than Oregon. But I think Iowa is just so good overall. I think we end up seeing, and then we have this. Iowa beats Wichita State. Gonzaga beats Ohio. And I think in the Final Four, we have Iowa. This is my bracket, guys. I hope you guys liked it, but this is my bracket. I think on this side we have this is around what we have. I think Iowa is going to make it. I think Iowa's going to make it all the way to the Final Four spot. But let me know what you guys think. I think Iowa's a very, very good team this year. The Luka Garza is one of the best players in the entire college basketball. I think he's the number one pick. A lot of people talking Cade Cunningham, maybe maybe but I don't think it's gonna be anyone else. I honestly don't. I don't think it's gonna be anyone except for uh, except for Luka Garza. He's just too awesome of a player. He's just too great. He's really dominant on the inside. He's one of the better basketball players I've ever seen play college basketball. He is The closest similarity I can make to him is Zion Williams. Now, I know a lot of you people remember Zion Williamson when he was in college because you're older than 3. But I Luka Garza reminds me so much of Zion Williamson. It's not even funny. It's not even like they just have Luka Garza. Why can't he's an amazing shooter from the outside? They have a lot of other great players. Uh, I think Iowa is Final Four team. I definitely do think that. I think they can upset Gonzaga in this thing. I think they are going to make it to the Final Four. But let's go over to the next bracket. Switch it up. We have at the top seed the good old Baylor Bears, 1 seed. They're there. They get to play a lot of different teams, but they haven't announced the 16 seed yet. So let's see. Who's going to be the 16 seed? Come on, tell us. We're gonna get the Hartford. And I know you guys are really think this looks like exactly like Hartford. It's not to me. I drew an H. I hope I fooled you all. But here's Hartford. Baylor has a good game against Hartford. We have UNC. Definitely UNC is a very good team, and I think the Baylor should be frightened about playing UNC or Wisconsin. Wisconsin's also a team that's weirdly good. I mean, they're not going to be Final Four level. I think we can have an upset in there. Villanova is the 5 seed. Now, Villanova is also a team that I'm a little bit worried about heading into March. They're no. This isn't even a question mark for me. I'm going to put Villanova has some serious questions to be answered. Who's going to take over for Colin Gillespie? Moving on, we got Purdue. Let me find my Purdue thing right here. We got Purdue in the 4 seed. And who are we going to be playing Purdue? North Texas. And this is a team that beat Western Kentucky in the regular season. So, I mean, they definitely 6 seed. We have Texas Tech. I think this is around. No, I put Texas Tech a little bit higher, but Texas Tech is the 6 seed. In this side, we're going to see who is going to be playing. It's a pretty good basketball team. I was saying before, Texas Tech put up a good fight against Texas. They're going to be playing Utah State. Utah State is off the bubble. You don't have to worry anymore, Aggies fans. You get to be playing Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech is a difficult one. It's a difficult draw if you're an Aggies fan. Texas Tech's a very good basketball team this year. I don't know how you're going to be able to hold it up against them. Texas Tech is really, really good this year. And the 3 seed. This is a surprise to me. I didn't have Arkansas this high. But Arkansas is a pretty good basketball team this year. Razorbacks definitely are really good. I don't know if they're the second best team in the SEC, which is just around a 3 seed. I mean, the best team in the SEC is Alabama, obviously, and they're a 2 seed. So we have Colgate. Now, this is a matchup that's actually really interesting. You look at Colgate. In their program, they have the second highest scoring offense in the entire NCAA. The only one that scores higher is Gonzaga on the other side. So Colgate's definitely a team that's going to be compete with Florida coming off the likely pile and going into the 7 seed. They have to play the 10 seed, which is going to be Virginia Tech. Tough draw for Florida. Tough draw. Hokies are definitely a good basketball team this year. They've been inconsistent, to say the very least. I don't know what Hokies team we're gonna get. We got Ohio State now. Ohio State just lost in a heartbreaker in overtime to Illinois, but I definitely do think they're definitely a quality caliber team at the 2 spot. I think they're a very, very good basketball team. Who are they going to end up playing? I think UNC. Wait, no, UNC Greensboro is already on the other board. I think no, that was Norfolk State. Oral Roberts. Little bird here. I don't think Oral Roberts has a great chance in this one. Let's go over what I think is going to happen in each game. I think Baylor's going to beat Hartford. I think UNC is going to end up beating Wisconsin. I think UNC is going to upset Baylor and move to here. Now, Winthrop plays Villanova. I've already told you before. I think Winthrop's a better team than Villanova is right now. I think Winthrop is one of the better teams in the entire NCAA. The fact that they're a 12 seed proves it in that conference. I think Winthrop's going to win here. I think Purdue's going to beat North Texas, and I honestly think Purdue's going to move on. I think Purdue is the team right here. I think Purdue is going to move to here. Texas Tech plays Utah State. I've said before, I really love what Texas is doing in the program. I think they're going to make it. I think they're making it to the Sweet 16 right here. I think they're going to beating Arkansas. I think Arkansas will beat Colgate. I love Colgate. I love what they're doing as a program. The toothpaste company really has made an amazing college. But I don't think they're going to be able to hold up the level of competition. I mean, they've been playing Bucknell and Loyola, Maryland. While Loyola, Maryland went on a great run against Navy and Army, came close today against Colgate. I don't look for it. I definitely think Arkansas is a better team than them. Florida plays Virginia Tech, and I remember, this is a huge moment. I mean, a lot depends whether we get the Virginia Tech team that can compete Villanova with Colin Gillespie as their starting guard. Are we going to get the Virginia Tech? Are we going to get the Virginia Tech dominated by UNC? I mean, it's a good question. Which which Virginia Tech program I'm going to get? I bet they bring their A game because this is the most important part of the year for them. I think Virginia Tech's going to be very good. I think they're actually going to upset Florida. I think they're going to upset Ohio State, moving into that spot. Now, Texas Tech versus Virginia Tech. I know this is going to be weird for me. I really do think Virginia Tech is going to bring their A game and move it to the Elite Eight. I think Purdue beats UNC. And then I think ultimately Purdue is the team coming out of this conference. I think that's what it's going to end up looking like. I think Purdue is going to be the best team, and I think they're going to make it all the way from their fourth spot, to the NCAA, the Final Four. I do think they're that good, and I think they match well against a team like Baylor. They met a team like UNC, and I think they match up exceptionally well against a team like Virginia Tech. I think this is a great overall bracket. I think we're going to get a lot of close games on the side. I think UNC Wisconsin is going to be very close. I think Villanova Winthrop is going to be very close. I think North Texas Purdue is actually going to be weirdly close. They beat Western Kentucky. Remember, Western Kentucky has a win over Alabama this year. They're very good basketball. And, North Texas beat them in the Conference USA tournament. Then we have Utah State versus Texas Tech. I think it's going to be an overall very, very good basketball team. Utah State is a very good team this year. It's going to be very interesting moving forward. Then we have Arkansas playing Colgate. Now, Colgate, I believe, it's in the middle for me. I think Colgate can definitely give Arkansas a game. I don't think they ultimately will. I do think they can. And then, as I said before, Florida Tech definitely has some intrigue there. That's it. And let's move into the other side. Announcing it right now. Let's move on to the black one. And we get Illinois. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Illinois is my team that's going to win it all. I honestly do think that. I think Illinois is the best team in the entire NCAA right now. I think they're great. I think they are the best team in the entire NCAA. I think they're better than Baylor. I think they're better than Gonzaga. I understand they're not undefeated. They're on just a great win streak. And if you look at Gonzaga's wins, they're against very, very low competition. I think Illinois has some wins against some very high competition. Yeah. Where did I put Drexel? Oh, here they are. You got the Dragons. Yay! Look at Drexel. They're playing Illinois. They're going to lose to Illinois. Sorry. It's just in case you're not beating Illinois. And we have also Loyola Chicago. They're going to be playing in the 8th spot. I said it. They're a very good basketball team this year. I think they're very, very good this year. I remember the Ramblers went on quite a run when they were 12 or 13 seed. I think they were a 12 seed. And then we have Georgia. This is around Georgia Tech's talent level. I think this is going to be a very, very good game against the Ramblers and Yellow Jackets. Both teams. I mean, Ramblers are supposed to win their conference, but not by a lot. Good, and the Georgia Tech was definitely not supposed to win the ACC, but they did. They pulled it off, and I'm very impressed with the We got the Volunteers playing at the 5 seed. And we get to play Oregon State. Now, Oregon State's a team, tough team. Tinkle hasn't played well, but they're a good basketball team. The Beavers really impressing me. Then we have Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's the 4 seed. We're gonna get to see the Cowboys playing a good basketball team. And remember, I hope Texas is above them because they're not. I'm going to be very upset. They should be above Oklahoma State. They just beat them. Now they're going to be playing Liberty. Liberty is a pretty good basketball team. I was saying it before. They're very high competition at the Atlantic Sun. Remember, Liberty's pulled off an upset like this before at the 13th seed. I believe I did put them at the 13th seed today. And we have at 6, San Diego State. I think I was putting San Diego State too. Actually, I think I put them at 4, maybe. I was a little bit off. But San Diego State, very good basketball team. Mountain West, I mean, they're not the best conference. I mean, they only have one team in so far. But San Diego State's pretty good. I also do think they're a team that can win a lot of games. Then we have Syracuse. Syracuse is off the bubble, guys. Syracuse has made the tournament officially. They're off the bubble. And unfortunately for a lot of other bubble teams that are hoping to hear their name, it has not happened yet tonight. Ole Miss, USC, I mean, Ole Miss, Western Kentucky, UCLA, Xavier. Off the top of my head, Memphis is definitely a team that's been waiting to hear their name. But Syracuse is definitely a good basketball team. I think they showed it yesterday. Is going against Virginia? But I think can definitely handle them. But watch out for Buddy Boeheim. Buddy Boeheim's a significant threat there. Then we have at the 3 seed West Virginia. I've been saying for a long time, West Virginia is a very, very good basketball team. I'm going to be looking forward to see the Mountaineers deep in the postseason, and they're going to be playing Morehead State. That's really my assumption. The Morehead State kids weren't even paying attention; they were just on their phones. That's how much they care about this. But I definitely love more. I really love what West Virginia has done as a program. Then we have Clemson. They were on the probably pile. They weren't on the exactly bubble pile, but Clemson's in. They're going to be playing a probably good, tough team at the 10 spot. 10 spot is Rutgers, so tough team to draw if you're Clemson. I mean, they lost to Miami. Miami's a good team, though. But Rutgers is also a definitely tough team to beat. Scarlet Knights, definitely going to be interesting heading into the postseason, whether the Tigers can beat the Scarlet Knights or if they won't be able to. Lower it a little bit so you can see the 2 and 15. The 2 spot we have Houston. Now, I've been saying it for a long time. Houston is a very good team. They're a 2 seed, definitely. I think they proved it today against Cincinnati. The Cincinnati team is pretty tough. And then we have Cleveland State. Here we go. Cleveland State's at the bottom, guys. This is what our bracket's going to be looking like. Yay! I'm very excited for this half. So, let's go over it. I think Illinois is obviously going to win the top one. Now, Loyola University versus Georgia Tech is going to be tough, but I do think the Ramblers are going to win. I do think Illinois is going to beat the Ramblers. Now, moving on, Tennessee versus Oregon State. I'm going to pick up here. I really love what Oregon State's doing. They're on a roll. Tennessee just blew a huge lead against Alabama. I don't think they really get I don't think they really get to be great. I don't think that. I don't think you get to say that you're a great basketball team when you blow such a huge lead against Alabama. Oklahoma State versus Liberty. This is another game I'm picking up. I love Oklahoma State, but Liberty's been doing some great things as a program. Very, very good basketball team. They're playing at a very high level. I think we can see it in a 12-13. That's what I'm going to pick. I think Oregon State's going to end up beating Liberty and moving on to here. Now we have Syracuse versus San Diego State. Now I love San Diego State. Great basketball team. I think Syracuse is the better basketball team here. And then Morehead. I said it before. I said it again. Now they beat Belmont, and Belmont definitely hanging on the edge here. There's only one side left, and there's some pretty good teams left, like Alabama, LSU, Florida State, Michigan. They're left to be selected. There's some pretty teams. Pretty sure positive. But there's some good teams on the bubble left. There's still some good teams over. There's still some teams in the 16 spot. So definitely going to be worried if you're a team like Ole Miss or Kentucky or Memphis or UCLA. UCLA is a team that started the season very well. They're on the bubble now. Boise State on the bubble. Seton Hall, Xavier on the bubble. So definitely going to be interesting. I think just West Virginia is a better team than Syracuse, but I do think Syracuse is going to end up being San Diego State. I think Rutgers is a better team than Clemson, but I do think Houston is a very good team. I think they're going to end up playing West Virginia, beating West Virginia, like Illinois, and then Illinois beating them and moving on to the final spot. I think this is what this side's going to end up looking like. Let me know if you guys agree down in the comments below. But I really think I am spot on, and I'm not missing a single pick. Actually, I'm gonna get $1 million because I nailed every single pick. I'm really looking forward to the March Madness bracket. I'm looking forward to going home, eating some chicken wings, and watching some March Madness. I hope you guys agree. I hope you guys are as hyped as I am for this March Madness. I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but last year around this time we lost March Madness. We realized we weren't gonna ever get March Madness this year. I don't know about you. That made me very sad. Made me cry actually. And yeah, I'm very excited. I went all out this year because I said if we get March Madness the way I'm underselling it, I'm all out. So I made the board. And that's why it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. I know I'm a Penn State fan. We didn't get it. But I'm really I mean, we never get it in. We never get by Penn State and the Lions in. Uh, I really love all these teams. I love every single dang one of them because they were able to play through the season. They weren't like Ivy League and just straight up. Uh, Now we're gonna get to watch some amazing basketball. Now, let's back on. Flip it. Yeah, this one's not as great. This one's not my best work from the bracket thing. You can see the boxes are a little bit odd, but let's get into it. We know who the 1 seed's going to be. Michigan. I knew that before it popped up on the screen, by the way. Michigan's going to be the top seed. It's not even difficult. Now, this is going to be a big question mark as who's going to get the 2 seed. We have Alabama. We have it. I think both teams are very deserving of that spot. Now, 16 seed, what small teams is Michigan going to end up playing? Definitely interesting. It's Mount St. Mary's or now going to end up playing either of these. Yeah, I'm going to set that one here for now. And Mount St. Mary's here. I don't think it's going to be difficult for either of those 2 teams. Michigan's definitely going to dominate against both of them. I mean, it's not even really that much of a question. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for Michigan to beat one of these teams. But there's been crazier things that happened before. Virginia was a lot of people's team to win it all, and they did not. LSU, thanks to the loss, is going to be the 8th seed. That's where they're going to be. Right now, first 9. Answer me. Come on, TV. Answer the question. Is Georgetown a 9 seed? I don't know. They refuse to go quickly at all. But I'm betting that Georgetown. Dang it. The Bonnies will be playing LSU. Both of them played today. And while we left with a very good example of what the Bonnies were able to do, we have left an example of what LSU has been able to do. They're both very fresh in our minds. And they're both pretty good basketball teams. At 5, we have Colorado coming in. There we go. Here's the thing. My light just went out. Power went out, but my light went out. So we're going to put these on the board real quick. And as soon as they put up the next one, I'm going to go run. And I'm going to go turn on some other lights. It won't be the best lighting in the world, but we're going to have some lighting. So we have lighting now. It's not the best lighting, but it is some lighting, and that's better than none. We got Florida State, 4 seed. We haven't been answered. UNC Greensboro is coming in at that 13th spot. I way underestimated them, I guess, because I had them at the 15th spot. I was talking about. BYU is the 6th seed, guys. I don't know. So teams are sitting up bubble right now, getting rather uncomfortable, there.